So you're about to leave home for your gap year or college or just leaving home for the first time. I really want to talk today about loneliness and how to reframe this traditionally negative emotion into something that's way more positive, and that is solitude. As I've been debriefing with my gap year students this year, I've been talking to them about how they've learned to embrace the inherent loneliness that comes when you leave home for the first time, because traditionally you are surrounded by siblings, family, your friends at school. There's a comfort and there's a familiarity to the experience of your high school world, or if you've started college, your college world, your post adjustment in these situations. And so you maybe don't have to deal with that feeling of loneliness much at all. Fast forward to landing in a new place. Maybe it's a foreign place, maybe it's just some place that you're not familiar with, or maybe it's in a completely new group of people. That can raise feelings of loneliness, but researchers have found that when you reframe that feeling into this other distinct emotion of solitude and learn how to embrace spending time with yourself, there are immense benefits. So I want to get into. I wanted to talk about this to my students who are about to start their gap time, or if you're watching this and you're about to do a study abroad experience, this is very relevant. But it coincided with Hidden Brain, which is one of my favorite podcasts, also doing a really fantastic episode called How to Be Alone. You should find it wherever you find your favorite podcast. It's an awesome episode, but it just reiterated some of the talking points that I really wanted to get across around how to just shift your thinking from spending time alone is bad to spending time alone and learning how to be with yourself is actually like a really, really, really important skill for adulthood and also for your general well-being. So I'm going to use the example of one of my students from this past year because I was really inspired by this story. So this was a student who went to Europe to do an internship program. This particular internship program did not have a lot of other students on the program while the student was there. And so the student had to learn how to explore their city that they were in by themselves. And initially, this was a pretty lonesome experience, but eventually, after embracing the fact that this was a solo journey, he learned to go out and do things on his own. He was taking the bus to new places, and one of his peak experiences from his time abroad was actually going to the beach and doing runs on the beach and like watching the sunset by himself. And I just thought that that was a perfect illustration of the reframing of being lonely and having that lead to just feelings of isolation, to looking at oneself as their own greatest companion and allowing that to be a growth experience. One of the things that researchers tell us is that if you are in nature or in locations where you feel a sense of awe, that can enhance feelings of solitude being positive rather than negative experiences. So think forest bathing, walking in a park, spending time at a cafe where you get to people watch. These are all really pleasant ways to spend time with yourself where you don't feel alone, but you actually feel a oneness with your surroundings. Additionally, everybody has different activities that they enjoy doing alone. So before you leave for your away from home experience, think about what those activities are for you. Maybe it's yoga, maybe it's journaling, maybe it is taking walks or runs or exercising, maybe it's exploring a food market or something along those lines. Maybe you even enjoy eating out alone. If you are 18 and enjoy eating out alone, you're like ahead of the game because that's a really fun way to spend time alone actually. But make a list of those things and have them ready to go so that when you are away from home, you're actually kind of pre-inoculated into not feeling lonely, but actually embracing solitude. Learning to embrace solitude and really enjoy being with yourself is such an important life skill that you can start right now. We know that it increases people's feelings of authenticity, their self-confidence, their overall general well-being, and it also helps with self-compassion. So, these are such important things to have in your back pocket as you are entering adulthood. So think about your own relationship with solitude and how you can work to engage in that reframing in whatever ways you're going to be spending time away from home as you enter adulthood.